Hi, welcome back to C Programming. I'm your Dr. Vasu. In this video, we are going to see the if-else statement. If you want to learn this and many more topics on C and many other interesting topics, please do subscribe to this channel. If you like this lecture, please hit the like button. That will keep me motivated to create many such videos in the future. Now let's see how this if-else is. So, controls flow. Suppose if you want to have some control over the flow of the program statements, then this if statements, if-else statements are used. So, it's a decision-making process, right? Suppose if you are testing one condition, if it is true, then we'll be doing something, right? Some instructions are executed. If it is false, we'll execute something else, right? Suppose if it is raining, then that condition is true, right? If it is true, if it is raining, then you carry an umbrella, right? Suppose if a number is less than 0, right? Then if this is true, what do you say? The number is negative. So if the number of marks are percentage of marks are less than 35, then we say it is failure. Like this, in taking a decision, this if statements are helpful. So, group of statements are executed here, or you may call it as a block, right? So, this block, within this brackets, curly brackets, we write some statements, and these statements will be executed basing on some condition, if it is true or false. Okay. So for this, to have this control over the flow of the programming, this if, else, while, or for, these are the various statements which we use to have a control over the flow of the program. Now, let us see if condition. Suppose we are comparing two numbers, whether A is greater than B or not, right? If it is true, we execute a set of programs like this. If it is false, we execute something else, okay? So here, else is optional. That's why I kept it as only if. If is a condition, if else need not be there, only if a condition is met, we do something, right? So we can test this with the help of a flow chart. We start and a condition is tested. If that condition is true, we execute a set of programs here and continue further. Suppose if it is false, we don't do anything and we continue executing other statements. That's all. Nothing else is done here. If it is true, only a set of statements are executed. If it is false, we continue executing other statements. That's all. So here, let us see a simple if. We want to calculate the absolute value of a number. Okay, let us see with the help of a simple program. An integer A is taken, right? We are assigning the value of a value which is entered here to A. If A is less than 0, right? That means A is assigned as minus A. That means this minus value, when A is less than 0, it is negative. So that negative value is multiplied with a minus sign and is assigned to A. And we are going to print this value of A here. That means a positive value will be, or the absolute value will be displayed. Let us compile and execute this program, and you enter a number, some number minus a negative number is entered, and that will be converted to a positive number and the absolute value is displayed. Suppose we run the same program again. A positive number is indicated. What happens? It won't come into this statement here. If A is negative only, then it will be executed. Otherwise, nothing. It comes directly and the absolute value is displayed directly. So, suppose if I have entered 0, that is also less than 0. So A is less than 0 only. Negative numbers are comes to this statement. So here the absolute value is displayed as 0 only. So like this, a simple if statement is executed like this. To have this, even you can have a curly brackets, and in the earlier program previously, we have avoided these curly brackets because we have only a single statement here. That's why this curly brackets also is avoided. If you want to have a clarity, you can have it. One can have this curly brackets if it gives the clarity, right? Otherwise, for a single statement is not even necessary. So if you execute this, the absolute value is given as 123, right? So now let us see if else. If a condition is tested here, if A is greater than 0, that condition we are testing is A value. If it is greater than 0, if that is true, these statements are executed. Else, suppose, if it is false, right? So it won't do anything here. When it is false, it comes here and execute this set of statements. So whatever the set of statements here, they are executed when the condition is false. So if else is executed like that. Let us see this again with the help of a flow chart. Start the program and a condition is tested. Of course, suppose if you take this example, A is greater than 0, right? That condition is true. If it is true, it comes to this flow and executes a set of statements here and comes out. And other program statements may be there and that they will be executed. Suppose if it is false, what happens? This case, even if it is less than 0 or equal to 0, this statement is false. So when it is false, what happens? This is coming to another loop and executes something else, some other set of statements and come to them. Once it comes to this process, the other program statements will be executed if they are. Otherwise, it ends the program. That's all. So let us see with an example. We want to compare two numbers and want to catch the bigger one. Now, if A and B are two values, two variables, integer variables, and A and B are assigned here. The values are entered. And if A is greater than B, then what happens? You write directly A is bigger than B. Now, else, otherwise, what to do? Print B is bigger. When A is not bigger than B, of course, automatically it comes to this loop and executes this second statement. So it ends the program and let us complete and compile and execute this program. It asks the value of A and B. We have given 10 and 20. Here the value of B is bigger. So it is saying B is bigger. That means this first, second statement is executed. B is bigger, right? A is greater than B is false. So this statement is not executed. It comes to this and executes here. Next, suppose run the same program. Let us give a bigger value to A here. What happens? A is greater than B. Condition is true. So this statement must be executed and it shows A is bigger than B. So the statements will execute like that. The case is if I want to check the remainder. Suppose I want to test the even and odd numbers. Okay. In that case, we'll be dividing a number with 2 and if the remainder is 0, then the number is taken as even. Otherwise, you can test the other condition also, like if the remainder is not equal to 0, right? It may be 1. Or in that case, the number is treated as odd. This is one way of writing the if, using the if. The same can be written like this. If the remainder is 0, right? Do something. The number is treated as even and it displays. else. You need not even write this condition. Once this condition is met, we know that it is even. Otherwise, it must be odd. That's why this is you can avoid even writing the second condition also here. Just this else will be sufficient to have this program successfully run. Let us see. Implement the same program here and write the testing number. We are taking a number here, and the remainder is another variable. We are assigning the value here, testing number. The remainder is considered here, testing number modulus 2. The remainder is obtained here and it is assigned. Now, if this remainder is equal to 0, then the number is even. If the remainder is not equal to 0 means, obviously it will be 1, right? In that case, when it is not equal to 0, the number is odd. So here we have used two if statements, okay, and we have written two conditions. And let us compile and execute. Enter the number, right? 50. The number is even. So 50. The remainder has a 0 here. The number is set as even. And once it is executed, it comes out, because this actually tests the second one also. In this case, what happens is this condition is true. Okay, this is executed. Fine. This condition also will be tested. It is not equal to 0. Then it won't execute. Okay, so that's how the flow continues. Suppose you have given an odd number here. Then what happens? Here it comes and it tests the remainder. In this case, remainder is 1. So, because this is not satisfied, it won't execute. Comes here. Remainder is not equal to 0. Yes, it executes this one. That's why this second statement is executed. Okay. Let us rewrite the same program using all the statements are same. If else, let us use if else. If the remainder is equal to 0, the number is even. Fine. Else. We just write else, right? Printf the odd. What happens is here the remainder, if it is 0, if it is an even number, the remainder will be 0. In that case, this will be executed. Once it is executed, it comes out of the loop. That's all. There won't be any further checking of this. Suppose if this is not 0, right? That means this condition is false. False in the sense it won't execute here, this statement. And it comes to second condition here, this one. And once it is the statement is false, the condition is false, this will be executed and says odd. That's it. So the flow continues like this. Compile this and execute. Enter the number to test. 214, an even number is given. The number is even. So this first is itself is executed and no further checking here. Nothing is done. Just comes out of the loop. Now, suppose you have given any odd number. The second one is executed and it says the number is odd. So let's continue this same program in the if else with the more examples. Hope you had understood this topic. And if you have any queries or suggestions, please do comment. Thank you.